Yeah, no, I started on the ASX game. Like it gives you like virtual 50K, but it's good to get a feel, get an idea of how it
Yeah.
works. Um, and from then on, I just continued playing it. That's the first year I played it. I was just trialing. I started with 50K. I ended on 30K, so I lost 20 grand in like 2 months, like virtually. So it's pretty shocking performance. But then, my commerce teacher at the time, Mr. Hall, legend, um, he used to sit me like he used to keep me back after class and talk me through these sites you visit, like read this, read these articles, read these books, whatever, to learn. And he told me a story, which is where my I really wanted to like I was like, wow, I really want to do this. He told me a story where he was 21, and he had saved like a decent amount of money back then. Like as 21, he had saved like 20K,
Okay.
which back then was a lot.
Right now, that's a
And
lot.
yeah, right now it's a lot. And because he had worked like 4 years straight full time, and he dropped out of school or something, and Flight Center had crashed to like a dollar something per share,
That's
and yeah, everyone was thought they were going into admin, like they're going into bankruptcy, like that's it, they're finished. And then he done like a bit of digging, bit of research, spoke to a couple professionals, and he was like I don't think like he believed that they weren't gonna die. And so he put in, it was a bit silly. You should never put in like the majority of your life savings, but he put in like 15 grand or like 20. I think he put in all 20 into Flight Center. And then 2 years later, 1 to 2 years later, he sold when it was at like $42 a share. And he just went and bought like a two-story brick house
dead.
cash. Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah. So he's the one that got me into it. And then with the next year, I was able to come third in the state and fifth in the country. But I just missed out on a prize. Like it was nothing. Like I think first place was like 7 grand, second place was like five, and then third place was like two.
Mm.
But I was just short. I was so cut. But it was a good learning
That
experience. Then I started on the real thing.
that
But
sort of gave you the bug for it.
yeah, exactly.
And disclaimer, ladies and gents, not everyone that jumps into the trading game is going to do what Mr. Hall did. You know,
Oh yeah, no, by all means.
please don't go
Please
take your
don't.
life savings and do that.
That's the dumbest thing you could do, man.
100%.
Oh no. No.
But I remember you talking to me about this back then, bro, and telling me about the game that you were playing and how you were learning it and all that. And mate, I saw the spark in your eye, and it looks like it paid off.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been fun. I'm obviously still doing it till today. Um, I've gotten a lot of my friends into it. I don't like give advice. I just teach them how to look at stuff.
Yep.
So that I've done that for like quite a few boys, and I really enjoy doing it as well.
And you've done that for me. I can definitely say you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just fun. And a lot of people think it's this big, scary, like big institution gonna take your money. It's at the end of the day, you find like something that you think can do well and you think has a decent future outlook, and then from then on, it's just a patience game.
Yeah, I remember talking to my dad about it when I started getting into that sort of stuff. And I just told him it's a lot of study. It's really like the way you explained it to me is you can't do well unless you're studying, unless you're making sure you understand what's going on rather than just, oh, I'm just going to throw this there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of retail investors, especially with the stimulus checks that started, the government just started launching at everyone last year. People just started jumping on stuff and just take like literally betting on companies. I think the ATO last year reported in the second half of 2020 there was 1 billion total losses from new investors.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's yeah, you have to know what you're buying into before you buy into it. But yeah, it just takes time. It's not hard.